Pilates class. So let's just scan our body, starting with our feet. So I want you to try and lift up your toes, spread them apart, put them back down. Feel the big toe and the pinky toe, and feel the heel. And I want you to try and lift your arches a little bit. So we don't want to collapse in, we want to be lifting the arches. And then working your way up your leg, see if you can almost feel like you're trying to spiral your femurs in your hip joints. So we're really trying to open the hips in front, maybe even feel like you're squeezing your sit bones together a little bit in back. And lift the kneecaps without pushing them back. So you don't want to hyperextend the knees, but you want to lift and feel like you're lifting all your weight up out of your feet. We have those hip bones nice and wide. And then let's come up your waist and feel like you're trying to create more space between your hips and your ribs. All right, so you're lengthening your torso. Let's take those shoulders up, back, and down, palms forward. And feel how that chest is open, but at the same time, we're holding our ribs together. So there's a difference between opening your chest like this and opening your chest like this. All right, so we're still using our abdominal muscles under our rib cage to keep those ribs in. Take a big breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good, one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Now as you breathe in and out, see if you can feel like your side ribs. We can even take our hands to our rib cage. See if you can feel like as you breathe in, it's not that your fingers are moving forward, but that your palms are moving out. So breathe in and exhale. So we're doing lateral rib cage breathing. And then take your hands up high in your back and see if you can even feel breathing into your back. Good. All right, so let's open those shoulders. Good. And then let's just test our balance a little bit by seeing if we can lift up our heels and come back down. And rock into your heels, lift your toes. So just wherever you're comfortable lifting up your heels, you don't have to go super high. Good, one more time, front to back. Awesome. All right, now feeling that equal weight between your feet, I want you to take all your weight to your right foot without sticking out your hip. Okay, so just a little shift, and then let's lift up that left foot. You can put your hands wherever you want. So everything applies, you're standing up tall. Now the other thing when we're standing on one leg is we don't want to hike the hip, okay? And you don't want to stick it out to compensate either. So this is actually really hard to do, is to keep the hips even. So keep that leg low and stand up tall on that standing leg. Great exercise here. Let's take the leg to the side. Can we still maintain that good upright posture? Can we take the leg slightly behind you and not open the hip? Bring that hip forward. Good, let's put it down, shake it out. Let's do the other side. Stand up nice and tall. Take your weight onto that left leg, growing even taller, lengthening through that spine. Just lift up the other foot. Again, wherever your hands help you balance the most is totally fine. Take that leg to the side. Keeping that hip forward, just move the leg to the back. Good, shake it out. All right, let's take a big breath in. Interlace those fingers, palms to the sky. Reach over, and what I don't want you to do is push your hips. I want you to feel like we're doing a lateral flexion of the spine, so nothing's moving below our waist. And we're creating a lot of space here in the intercostal muscles of the rib cage. Stretch and come up, release those arms. Now let's do it one more time to the other side. Reach up, think lift, and over. So it's not about crunching the low side, it's about lengthening the high side and not doing anything like so equal weight in our legs below. Excellent, come back, let's do one more time each side. Reach up and over. Hopefully you didn't shift your weight into one leg and come back. Last time, lift up, we have equal weight in those legs. Keep that focus as you just bend over to the other side. Nice. Excellent. Let's come down to our mats. And let's warm up our backs. So let's sit nice and tall. You're going to put your legs wherever you can that you can get up on those sit bones as tall as you can in your spine. So if you need to have your legs wide, that's fine. If they're narrow, that's fine. If they're way out or in, you decide. I just want you to try and get your shoulders over your hips. So I really prefer you not here, because we're going there, but we're starting here. So let's use our pelvic floor to sit up tall. Squeeze your pelvic floor up. So that means that you're lifting like a vacuum. You're squeezing as if you were trying to stop the flow of urine, right? That long road trip where there's no bathroom, you're just squeezing there. You're squeezing your glutes a little bit. You're lifting your spine long. And then let's see if we can just release our arms and sit tall. So right here, you're already working. Nice. Let's do a little bit of movement of the arms. So let's just take one arm up by your ear and put it back down. And then the other arm. So we're trying to have scapular stability. We're not moving our shoulder blades as we alternate one arm and then the other. Those ribs are pulled in. Lifting your ribs up off your hip bones, lengthening that waist. Abs are firing. Good, let's take both arms up. Our thumbs are leading here. Open to the side, palms up, squeeze your pinkies together. Good, thumbs lead, lift. Open, palms up, pinkies together. One more time, thumbs up. Open, pinkies together. Let's reverse it. Open the arms to the side, squeeze the palms towards each other. Lower pinkies first. Palms up, open. Lift and lower. Are the shoulders staying away from the ears? One more time. And then take your hands under your thighs. And we're going to round our low back without rolling back. So we're dialing your hips underneath you like you're trying to create a wheel with your lower spine. Good. And then sit up. Good. Round that lower back. And extend. Exhale to lower. Feel like you're drawing your belly button down into the mat behind you and lift up. Can we try and isolate this lumbar spine without rounding our shoulders? Okay, it has nothing to do with our shoulders. Your spine is not connected to your shoulders. So let's see if we can mobilize the spine, stabilize the shoulders. Good. All right, we're going to start to roll back. So round that lower back, and now roll back till your arms are straight, holding onto your legs. Fire those abdominals, you're pulling your abs down into the center. We release one hand, and then the other, and we pull ourselves forward and sit up. Good, hands under the legs. Exhale, roll back, pause, extend the arms, and pull yourself forward. One more time, round back. Reach the arms and pull yourself up. Good. Okay, let's go all the way down to the ground. Hold on to those legs. Come down to that first point where we've been. Release your hands. Now try to roll down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Keep your chin over your chest till the very last minute, and then extend those legs, and you're all the way down. Nice work. Bring your feet in flat. And let's start with a little bit of bridging. So we're going to continue articulating our spine. Find your pelvic tilt first. So let's round that lower back. It's a posterior tilt. You're bringing your pubic bone up towards your navel. If you had a bowl of soup on your stomach, you'd be pouring it towards your mouth. And we're going to continue to tilt the pelvis as you lift your tailbone off the ground. And then your lumbar spine comes up, and we're lifting up into that bridge. Knees are over the toes, hip width apart. Toes are forward, and we're trying to create a straight line, shoulders, hips, and knees. Squeezing your bottom really strong. And now from your sternum, lower your shoulder blades. Curl that back. Lower the lumbar spine. Relax the tailbone and the sacrum, and you're back to the natural curve where you could actually slide your hand or maybe just a finger underneath. So let's do it again. We imprint the spine. Exhale. Roll it up. When you get to the top, take a big inhale. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale at the bottom. Now you're looking straight up at the sky because you don't need to see me. Exhale, roll up. Sending your knees over your toes, lifting your arches, rolling it back down. One more time, staying at the top. Fantastic. Let's try that weight shift. All the way into your right leg. Can you lift up that left foot to tabletop? Good. From here, let's roll down our spine. Can we lift the spine back up? Good. Let's do it 2 more times. Roll it down. Remember, you can always put your foot back on the ground if it's too much today for you to do it on one leg. One more time. Firing that hamstring of your standing leg. Lower that foot and roll down. Let's do it one more time with the other leg. Roll up to your bridge. Shift your weight to the left leg. Find that posterior tilt. Lift up that right foot to tabletop. Roll your spine down. Exhale, roll it back up. Inhale at the top. Roll it back down, exhale. Last time, roll it up. Put your foot down and roll it down. Beautiful. Hug those knees into your chest. Nice. Now put your hands onto your ankles and really hug your feet down and your knees in. And then let's nod your chin over your chest. If you can, if you don't have any osteoporosis, osteopenia, see if you can lift up your shoulders and pull your ribs down. So we're in a tight little ball. We're trying to get our knees towards our forehead. And then let's release and come down. Good. Let's work on our spinal stability with some leg movement. So let's take that right leg to tabletop. We're going to lift the left one up. The right goes down. The left goes down. So up, up, down, down. We're holding the abdominals tight. You shouldn't feel any movement in your spine. So that natural curve stays constant. Up, up, down, down. Now let's start with the other leg. Up, up, down, down. Good. Keep it going. Make sure you're breathing. You're sinking that rib cage down into the ground so it's not popping up. One more time. And let's take both feet up to tabletop. Good. Now this time, let's hug in one knee. Pull it all the way into your chest. I want you to take your inside hand to your shin and your outside hand to your ankle. And like you just did a minute ago, I want you to hug it in nice and tight. Extend that other leg diagonally out. Higher if your back is arching. Lower if you can do it without your back arching. So most of us will probably be about 45 degrees. And we're hugging. We're going into our single leg stretch. So from here, it's either a head nod or keep your head down or curl all the way up, trying to get your forehead to your knee to your forehead. It's a stretch. And we switch. So inside hand to the knee, exhale, other hand to the shin, to the ankle. We're squeezing. So inhale to switch, exhale to hold. Inhale to switch, exhale to hold. We've got 8, 7. You're pulling one leg and you're reaching the other. We have 4, 3, 2. Last one, both knees in, head down. Beautiful. So remember, you can always do all of these stomach series exercises with your head on the ground. You do not have to lift it up. All right, second part is our double leg stretch. So in a similar way, this time you're going to grab both ankles. Pull the knees in nice and tight, but at the same time, try to keep that sacrum down. So we don't want to kick our feet up and get our butt up. We're trying to have length. From here, we reach the arms and the legs up, and then circle the arms around and pull the ankles in and down and the knees in. Option, your head is up. So here we go. We inhale and we extend. We exhale and we hug. Inhale, we reach. Exhale to hug. 6 more. Inhale, exhale. If your neck starts to get tight, put it down. We don't want to fight through against our tight neck muscles. It's not a battle. It will come with time. We have 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Reach, pull, stretch, and rest. Good. All right, next one. We're going to put our legs up in the air, and we're going to find our Pilates stance, which means that our heels are together, our toes are apart. It's a mini first position. Let's flex those feet and point the feet. Flex and point. And I want you to feel like your femurs have spiraled in your hip sockets and your legs are really long. All right, now we're going to flex the feet. And as you push your legs away, we're only going so far that your back doesn't arch. So it might only be 6 inches. And you're going to point your feet and you're going to pull back up. So inhale as you press away, and exhale as you lift up. Now I know a lot of you do this exercise and you stick your hands underneath your hips. I don't want you to do that. I would rather have you move 2 inches and really use those abdominals than put your hands under your legs. Now, if you can, you're going to interlace your fingers behind your head and either do a chin nod or come all the way up with the shoulder blades. Resting your head in your hands, let's do the same thing. Press those legs. Now you can maybe go a little deeper. Point the feet and lift. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, lift. 3 more. Press the backs of the legs down. Point the feet and pull up. 2 more. Eyes are low. 1 more time. And rest. You guys are doing great. All right, let's try a little bit of lateral movement. So legs are a tabletop, arms are out to the side. Keeping your hips square, can you open up one leg to the side without rolling to that side? Pause, feel those obliques firing to be stable and bring that leg back in. Other leg opens to the side, exhale to the center. Inhale as you open, exhale to the center. So we're working on our obliques to help us stabilize the side-to-side movement. We don't want to be rocking. Mobility in the hip, stabilization in the spine. 1 more time each side. Good, and hug those knees in. So let's make it a little bit more challenging. Taking your legs back to tabletop, let's open the first leg to the side. Bring the other leg over to meet it. Now, I want the knees to be side by side, which means that you have to lift this hip. And then we're going to squeeze back to the center. Let's go to the other side. Open the first leg just a little bit. Lift the hip, bring the second leg to meet it, and squeeze back. Open, close, and squeeze to center. Open, close, and squeeze to center. Let's do it 2 more times. Open, close, squeeze to center. Last time, open, close, and squeeze to center. Lower those feet. Good, rock your knees side to side. All right, the next one we're going to do is our crisscross. So we're going to start off with interlacing our fingers behind our head on the low part of your skull, elbows wide. We're going to keep the left elbow on the ground. You're going to lift the left knee to tabletop and bring the right armpit across. And then come down, lower the legs. So let's just do that side again. Exhale up and inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now from here, can we come lower the leg but lower the arm but extend the leg. So we curl and then extend the leg. Curl across, extend the leg. 2 more. Pull. 1 more. Last time, really pull that knee in, rotate, reach, and come down. Good, let's go to the other side. So taking your right knee to tabletop, keep the right elbow down. First, we're just going to reach and lower the leg, lower the arm. Come up, cross, and down. 2 more like this. Exhale as you come up. Inhale down. 1 more. Good. Now come up, stay here. Straighten the leg, lower down. Pull the leg, come up. Reach the leg away. Pull that knee all the way in. Good. Reach. Exhale, pull. One more time. Reach. Exhale, pull, and lower down. Beautiful. Roll to your side and push yourself up. Good. All right. Let's go ahead and see if we can find some balance here. So hands underneath your thighs. We're going to drop the shoulders, sit up tall. I want you to lean back with a straight back. Eyes are forward, so don't lift up your chin. We're right here. Good. So we're balancing on those sit bones. We're going to lift up one foot and lower, lift the other foot. Good. So we're just going to alternate the feet here. Then let's see if we can get a little balance. So we lift one and we lift the other and we see if we can just balance here. For 8, pull those abs in. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, knees open, and hinge forward from the hips so we get a nice lower back stretch. Good. All right, let's try that again. Hands under your thighs, toes on the ground. First leg up, second leg up. All right, now this time, let's see if we can release one arm. And just like we did in the very beginning, let's lift the arm up, lower the arm forward. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. You feel as that long lever comes up, it's so much harder. Feet down, hinge forward. Yes, we have one more side. Hands under those thighs, toes on the mat, leaning back, abs super engaged, feet up. Other hand forward, lift, lower. Inhale, lift the ribs off the hips, lower. One more time, reach, lower, feet down, butterfly stretch, hinge forward. Let's roll onto your side, and we're going right into our clams. So you probably felt some inner thigh just now. Now let's work that outer thigh. So for today, I want you to focus a lot on lifting this waist. It's like you're in a side plank. Let's lift up that top knee, keep the feet together, and squeeze it down. The hips are stacked, one hip on top of the other, so we're not rolling backwards. Good, lift, lower. 4 more. 3. Nice. 2. 1. Good. Let's take that top hand behind your head, elbow is wide. We're going to do some rotation here in the upper body. So that elbow, you scoop the rib cage, you bring that elbow down to your wrist. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, scoop and twist and lift. Exhale, over and up. Now you'll notice that you're really twisting at your waist, so this is not really a spinal twist as much as it is a rotation of the hips. Good, one more time. Come here. Good, let's lift that arm up so we get even taller, like you're reaching for the ceiling. Extend that top leg hip height. Beautiful. Pull the leg back. Fire that glute. Bring it forward. Good. Pull it back. I want you to reach the arm away. Bring the leg forward. Open the arm behind. Reach the arm forward. Pull the leg back. Swing the leg forward. Reach. 4 more. Pull. Reach. 2 more. One more time. And bring it all in. Push yourself up. Good. Cross those ankles. Reach over to one side. Come up. Reach to the other side. And let's go over onto our other side. So switching onto your other forearm. Heels align with your rear end. Knees are forward and stacked. Waist is lifted. Good. We start off with that clam, opening the thigh and closing down. Keeping those hips immobile, stacked, one on top of the other. All these exercises are really, really good for knee issues. I'm saving you a trip to your local physical therapist today. 2 more. 1 more time. Good. Okay, let's take that hand behind. Lift the waist. Rotate that elbow forward. Exhale, inhale, lift. Exhale, we rotate forward. Inhale, lift. Spinal mobility means moving front, back, side to side, and across. Feel that waist working in opposition. 2 more. Pulling those obliques. 1 more time. Good. What's going on here? We're not sinking, right? We're lifted. Arm up. Extend that top leg. Good. Bring the leg forward. See if you can align it with your bottom leg. Lift your waist. Pull it back behind you. Fire that glute. Good. Pull it forward. As it goes behind, let's reach in opposition. So from the toes to your fingertips, you're really long. Now open that arm, pull the leg forward. Again, we're in opposition. Reach. Pull. Make sure you breathe in one direction and out the other. It doesn't matter so much when, but make sure that you have an inhale and an exhale. 1 more time. And bring it in. Push yourself up. Good. Cross those legs. Take your right hand across to your left knee. Reach up and over. Keep both sit bones down. Look into your elbow and feel that stretch. Good. Other side. Beautiful. All right, let's come into our first plank. So we're going to first get into our quadruped position. And I want you to feel like you're imprinting your spine. So if you have this big curve in your back, I want you to get rid of it. Squeeze your arms in. Now, you can either slide your leg, you want to keep your shoulders over your wrists, so you can either slide your knees back a few inches, or you can curl your toes and come up into a full plank. So you decide where you are today. Fingers are spread, index fingers face forward. Little pinch between your index fingers and your thumbs. Collarbones are nice and wide. You're pulling that waist up into the sky. That does not mean you're pulling your butt up, right? You're pulling your waist up. Here's the difference. I'm sagging, I'm lifting. Didn't change where my hips were, right? Hold it. 5, fire those legs, long leg. Lift your kneecaps, lift your pelvic floor. 4, squeeze your armpits in. 3, 2, last one, drop to your knees and shift your weight back, take it out of your shoulders. Nice. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. If you need more padding under your knees, you can double up your mat. I want you to take your right leg back with your toes on the floor, your knee facing down, so our hips are stacked. We're going to go ahead and bend the heel in. Feel that hamstring as you squeeze it in. Your sole of your foot is flexed to the sky. I want you to push your foot up and lower your knee down. Press. We're moving from the thigh. We're working the glute. We got 8, 7. If you want more challenge, see if you can release your left hand forward. 3, 2, hold it up. Good. Now we're going to pull the elbow to the knee, round that lower back, relax your neck. Inhale, lift the sole to the sky. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. One more time. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach, and come down. Good. Curl your toes. Let's press back into that downward dog for a second. Pedal out your heels because that hamstring just did a lot of work. And then hold both heels down, shift your weight back. And come to your knees again. Let's do the other side. So imprint your spine on the ceiling. Pull those abdominals up. Slide your left leg back. Hips are square. Pull the heel into your bottom. My knee is lower than my hip. All I want to do is lift the knee to hip height. Lower, lift, lower, lift. Firing that glute. If you want, you're going to release that right arm. A little more balance challenge for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Can we pull the knee in? Elbow to knee. Relax your head. Pull, scoop your belly. Inhale, fire the foot to the sky. Reach the arm. Exhale. Curl. Inhale, lift. 2 more. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. 1 more. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Hands down. Either child's pose or fire back into that downward dog. And then come back to your hands and knees. Let's turn your fingers around so they face into your body. Release those wrists. Let's rock forward and rock back. So a little wrist work here. Wherever you feel a stretch, can you hold it there for a few seconds? Good. And now what I want you to do is put your palms up, thumbs in. Same thing, just a little rocking back and forth. Doing a lot on our wrists, so we want to stretch them out. And then come back to your quadruped position. So fingers forward, index fingers forward, fingers spread. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, abdominals lifted. Let's work on some hip mobility. So can you lift up that right leg where you had it before? So my knee doesn't have to be super high. My hips are square. Now what I want to do is open the hip by lifting the thigh and rotating without opening the back, okay? So how much can you rotate keeping your back out of it? So neutral and external rotation. Neutral, external rotation. Let's do it 4 more times. 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it here. Good. Come down on your opposite arm to your forearm. Now let's press that leg away and up. Now my hip is lifted. Pull that knee in towards your tricep and kick it up. Exhale, pull as far as you can. Press, pull, press. We're using our abdominals here. We pull, and then our glutes and our lifted, our inner thigh. 2 more. 1 more. We're gonna lift it. We're gonna point that foot. Can you make little circles on the wall behind you? Ooh, yeah. 3. Lift your abs. 2. 1. Can you reverse that circle? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull that knee in. Woo, let's do a little cat-cow. Tuck your tail under, drop your head. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your tail. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift, and let's come up. Woo. Good, take your knees wide, toes together, hands in your back pockets. Squeeze those elbows together. Feel those scapula trying to reach for each other. Lift your chest. We're just doing a little back bend in our upper back. And let's go to the other side. So come back to your quadruped position. We're back to that hip mobility. So lift up your other leg. We're in neutral. Both hips are down, knees are down. Open the knee to the side. Rotate without your back and in. So you might not have a lot of mobility, or you might find that one side is more mobile than the other, and that's fine. Rotate that hip and close. Lift and close. Try not to use that back. Good, one more time, lift. Excellent. All right, now from here, come down on that opposite hand, kick the leg up. Pull the knee in towards that tricep, kick it up. Exhale, pull. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull. Are you firing that glute in your cheek? Stability in that stable hip, that knee on the ground stays under that hip. Good, one more time. Press it up, point the foot. Little circles on the ceiling. Good, 3, 2, 1. Reverse that circle, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Open your knees, shift back to child's pose or whatever feels good. And then we're going to work on our back extension. So come on down onto your stomachs. Toenail side down, feet can be apart. Feel like there's an ice cube under your abdominals, so lift the abdominals. Pubic bone stays down, elbows are by your side. I want you to lift those hands and hover them off the ground. Good. Squeeze your elbows back as if they're trying to touch behind you and lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, everything comes down. Good, let's do it again. So you're looking straight down, lift the elbows, squeeze them as if they're trying to touch behind your back. Lift your chest, look forward about 4 feet, and exhale down. And again, lift, squeeze, look forward, and down. One more time. Lift, squeeze, look forward, and release. Excellent. Palm over palm. You're going to rest your chin on your hands. We're going to open those knees and bring your heels together, toes apart. We're going to make a frog. We're going to work on our lower back and our glutes. So use your abdominals, really draw them up and in. See if you can lift your thighs off the ground and release. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. Look straight ahead. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. Exhale. Inhale. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Extend those legs. Good. We're going to take our arms forward now. Palms are facing in, thumbs up. We're hovering our head off the ground, looking down. Let's lift the right arm, the left leg. The hip stays down. Feel the length and the opposition between reaching with those right fingertips and those left feet. Good. Lower. Switch sides. Right leg, left arm. And lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Now we're going to try and make that switch. So inhale, the first side opens. Exhale, switch. Inhale, breathe in, switch. Exhale, switch. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Go. And then try to do 2 switches for every breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. You're swimming. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bend your knees. Rock your feet side to side. Good. Let's press yourself up. We're going to do a little bit of tricep work. So I want you to get into that kneeling plank where your knees are behind you, toenail side down, shoulders over wrists. Hands are just shoulder width apart. I want you to rock forward, aiming your nose to the edge of your mat. Bend your elbows into your waist, come all the way down. Good. Shift your weight back, push yourself up. Let's do it again. So we're focusing on the eccentric contraction as we go down. Squeeze your armpits in, rock your body weight forward, bend those elbows into your waist, lower, 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 relax. Good, get yourself back up. One more time. Shoulders over those wrists, rock forward and go. 4, 3, 2, 1. You are down. Roll to your side, push yourself up. All right, let's go ahead and come into, we're gonna cross our ankles, our top leg in front, okay? I'm on my hand here. I'm gonna try and lift up my hips. So pull those heels back so they're in line with your bottom. Your hand is here, so I actually feel a little bit of contraction in my upper oblique. I'm gonna come up onto my knees and I'm gonna reach over. Good, come back down. Inhale, lift, push the hips away. Good, exhale down. Inhale up and away. Exhale down. So you'll notice that I'm not extending my legs, right? My knees are staying in, so I'm kind of in a kneeling side bend. And over. One more time. Because eventually we will progress this to straight legs, but not today. Let's go ahead and bring it around to the other side. So knees are stacked, hand is in close under your shoulder. We sit up nice and tall, and then lift your knees, lift your hips, sorry, knees stay down, reach, and come down. Inhaling up, exhaling down, good. Inhale, lift, stretching, look up into your elbow, exhale down, we're doing one more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Okay, so let's do a little bit of rotation while we're here. Let's take this hand and reach across. Good. Rotate, look under, and come up. Good. Twist, lift, and return. Twist, lift and lengthen, and return. One more. We're going to take both hands down. Good. Now, we're going to bend the elbows and lower. From here, lift your chest, stretch your arms. Awesome, come back down. We push up with the hands and we lift the chest and down. Two more, press up, we're getting a little more tricep work. And down. And one more time, press up, reach that arm up and around. We're gonna do a counter stretch. Grab onto your top shin, lift that other arm up, and can you reach over? Beautiful. And release it. Switch your legs to the other side. We're almost done. Let's get that rotation again. We twist, lift, and open. Turn, lift, and open. Two more. Breathing as you do this. And then bring both hands to the corner of your mat. Good. Bend the elbows, lower down. Lift with your chest and press. Good. Lower down. Lift with your chest. So it's kind of like you're lifting up your head, your chest, and then your waist. Good. One more time. Diving down, reaching out and up. Good. Grab that outside shin, counter stretch over, reach, 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 reach. And release. Good. Let's come on to our knees. Come up, find that stability. Hips are underneath you. Good. Just take your head to one side, release that tension in the neck. Take that other hand behind your back. And let's go the other way. Hand gently takes your head over, other arm behind your back. Hands to the floor, let's curl those feet. Walk your hands back, and we're gonna stay low. Bend your knees, and just hang here. You can grab your opposite elbow, you can grab behind your legs. I want you to just relax your head, shake it out. Feel that stretch in your low back. Knees are bent. Bring your hands to your thighs. We'll come to a flat back. Abs are engaged. Stand all the way up. Shrug those shoulders up, back, and down. Find that nice length and stretch in your whole body from your feet where your arches are lifted all the way up, your kneecaps are lifted, your thighs are engaged, but your hips are open, sit bones squeezing, waist long and tall, shoulders down, collarbones open, neck long. Smile on your face, everybody. Big breath in. Exhale.